Have you ever wondered how to achieve the flawless baked face makeup look without looking like you're a drag queen? Well, today we're going to dive into Wayne Goss's tutorial, Baked Face for Mature Women, where he shows you some really good tips and tricks. We're going to follow him alongside and anything could happen. Hello lovely people, Happy New Year and welcome to my YouTube channel, Hey Spring Chicken. My name is Cordelia and if you're a returning visitor, I'm so pleased to have you back and I hope the Christmas period was wonderful for you. And if you're new here, welcome. Today's topic is baked makeup face look and in particular for the mature woman. Now, I am very late to the party. I didn't even know what baked face makeup was. The only baking I knew was Paul Hollywood, Mary Berry. I had no clue that it was the way of placing powder on your face. Now here's the thing, powder on my skin doesn't really work. I find it highlights all of the wrinkles and the lines, so I tend not to use powder. But I watched recently Wayne Goss's tutorial and he showed a way that was wonderful and I thought, well, I'll tell you what, we're going to play him alongside and I'm going to follow his steps religiously and see if it works. I'm not going to edit it out, so you will see exactly what happens, and if it looks good you will see it. If it doesn't look good you'll see that also. So at the moment what is currently on my face is just a foundation serum and it is Trini London, but we are going to put on a slightly darker foundation so you will be able to see the differential of the face powder. So what is baked makeup? Face baking, the look, has been around for some considerable time. I think Wayne was saying it been around since the 40s. You will have seen it a few years ago with Kim Kardashian, who really defined the look and made this highlighted look. And it's super for taking pictures, but it isn't necessarily going to look so super on you and I if we're over 40 and if we're out doing the shopping. But we're going to follow Wayne's way and hopefully it will look good. So I'm going to use the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. I've actually done a whole video on this and I really do like it. Here's a little secret. MAC have just introduced their serum foundation. That is going to be our next video. But in the meantime, off camera, I'm going to place this on my face and I will come back to you. I have MAC Studio Fix foundation on my face. This is NW15. I do really like MAC's products. After all, they're makeup for makeup artists. And I also have the quite light Trini concealer and serum. And she always says if concealer and serum had a baby, this is what they'd have. So I have this under my eye and I have this as the base of my skin. So now what we're going to do is follow Wayne Goss's tutorial. Wayne Goss, as most of you or some of you may know, is a really well-known makeup artist. And he has 4 million subscribers on YouTube. He is absolutely marvelous and he puts makeup on his own face and he shows you how to do it. He is very good and it is so easy to follow and it's easy to see why he has so many subscribers. So today we're going to follow him and we'll pick up all his tips and tricks and hopefully it will be a nice looking face rather than a drag queen face.
I'll go over the areas to bake and then I'll kind of clarify areas where it may not be the best idea to apply that product. Now with baking you are applying excess powder in a much lighter tone to create a subtle highlight effect. The first place would be underneath the cheekbones. This would be a great place to bake and it can produce a really pretty result, really quite pretty. The next area would be the sides of the nose.
Let me pause that. So that's not thin enough, so we're going to have to do it again. So the first powder I used, which was the translucent Diego de la Palma powder wasn't light enough. So we're now trying a translucent fixing powder. This is Gosh, G-O-S-H. I will put all the links below.
So I'll do both sides because it'll make for a nice thumbnail. And you can instantly see by applying that there how the nose suddenly takes on a much more narrow appearance. The next side or next position would be
pausing Wayne because he's too fast for me. Right. Is this really going to work? Is it really going to work? Right, now we've got to do the nose.
It's definitely looking a bit adamant at the moment.
Is it? That's the idea.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not the same as his. Right. And he says it's a pretty look. Right, let's keep going.
And you can instantly see by applying that there how the nose suddenly takes on a much more narrow appearance. The next side or next position would be on the outside portion of the eye, and this will visually lift and pull that area up and just give it a really nice lifted effect. Outside corner of the lips here, a really good area to bake. Another area to bake, if you wish, is just above. I got to get some powder out of this bloody thing. 1 second. Okay, another place to bake is above the arch of the eyebrow. These tend to be the key areas to bake on one's face. However, now that we've got the demonstration part here, we need to talk about areas that may not be good for you. So with baking, you're applying an excess amount of powder, and powder can oftentimes make wrinkles or lines appear deeper than they actually are because they're kind of dehydrating the skin. Now, baking underneath the entire eye area, and we'll do it here, may not be the best idea depending on your age, because it can make this area just look more dry and more wrinkled. However, it will photograph very beautifully. So you need to weigh up the pros and cons. But generally speaking, this area tends to be avoided if you have excess lines there or fine lines. I certainly would avoid it because it just would not be a good look. Right here on the outside corner can do an amazing thing by lifting. However, if there is excess lines in this area, you're better to avoid it and just use a cream there instead of using a powder. Again, the same principle applies with the fact that we're talking about lines and wrinkles. Above your eyebrows, generally a great area and can make a nice visual lift to the eye, really can. Sides of the nose tends to work really well on most people. It's a great area. And underneath the cheekbones, unless the area is heavily lined, it will look really, really beautiful. So let's just dust off some of this.
Okay, Wayne is dusting off straight away. The person who is Kim Kardashian's makeup artist says you have to let it bake, quite literally, for 20 minutes. But on the basis we're following Wayne's tutorial, we're going to do what Wayne says and we're going to brush it off. Is that a good idea, editor?
Follow the instructions.
Follow the instructions. Right. Okay. Oh, and another thing, the magician makeup artist, that's Kim Kardashian's makeup magician, he said it's all in the blending. The good makeup artist is all in the blending. So here we go.
It just leaves a very subtle kind of effect to the face. It really does. This effect has been going on for decades. I saw a recent video, like a makeup tutorial done in the 40s, and they were doing the exact same thing. There is nothing new, I'm afraid. There really isn't. Let's just dust that off. And the sides of the nose.
That's
I don't
right.
know whether you'll see in the camera, but just some subtle highlighting of those areas can make a big difference. I mean, this side is definitely brighter, at least in my mirror, than the side that I did not bake. But again, you've always got that trade-off, especially with powder, as to how much skin movement you've got and how much you care about those areas kind of being slightly more pronounced. It's entirely up to you.
You can see all the lines. Right. So what I propose now is that I put my makeup on over that and we come back and we discuss this. Let's do that. Anyway, so here I am back in front of the camera with my pretty look. Wayne said it's a pretty look. I applied my usual makeup and I very much like the sort of hydrated look, the glassy skin look, and this definitely has not given me that look. It's quite a dry, flat base, and I did find that working in the foundation, which I often will use a cream, and the same with my blusher there, which is a cream, it was really a little difficult to apply. So just to bear that in mind. So if you like the look, it might be wise to use powder rather than cream on your face, because I did struggle with it. In terms of how the whole thing is looking, I'm not actually a fan at all. I'm looking in the mirror and I'm looking at you. For me, it's highlighted my wrinkles, which Wayne said, if you have wrinkles and if you have fine lines, it will highlight, and it has. Now, it very well may be that when I take photographs and when we look at the thumbnail, that it may not necessarily show. So I may not necessarily use the baked makeup look again. Yeah, there's another thing. I did find that when I applied the translucent powder, I was using a damp sponge. The one I used was this one. And I did find that when it baked rock hard. So perhaps don't use it damp. Here's the thing, I wanted to start the new year with content that was perhaps more natural, more rather than
spontaneous.
Yeah, more spontaneous, more fun, rather than you know, like I'm a makeup artist, because I'm not a makeup artist. It's been 14 years since I was in beauty. I just happen to love it. This look, I am 65 now. No! Oh my gosh, I've had a birthday. I'm now 66, which means that I can collect my free bus pass and my state pension. So I am 66, and I have to say that this look has actually made me look all of my 66 years of age. So for me, this isn't a look I'm going to follow anymore. I will wear it through today and I will see how the powder looks. But I have moved right away from fixing powder probably about 4 years ago, and now I can see why. But Wayne Goss for me is one of the most respected makeup artists, and I love his videos. So this is a slightly different video. I'm doing a reaction video to Wayne Goss, and I'm actually getting ready with him. Well, I hope you liked it. So if you did, press the like button. And if you like this sort of content, we're uploading like this every single week, except for last week, which was the Christmas week. So ding that little bell and it will alert you. And leave me a comment, because it's the comments that let me know what content I'm going to create next. Actually, I know what we're creating next. It's going to be the Serum Foundation by MAC. But that aside, let me know in your comments what you'd like me to review, and subscribe, because that really does let the algorithm know I'm doing something right. So please subscribe. But as I say, if you've made it this far, well done. And enjoy the rest of your day, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you again very, very soon. And thank you. Today's topic is baked makeup face look. Goodness me, I struggle with that. Today's topic is baked makeup. Is it baked makeup?
Baked makeup face look.
Baked makeup face look.